Oh, wait a minute. Let me do it. Hey, man. This is a quick video, man. So Jake Paul and Triller, they're sticking it to Dana White. They're sticking it to him. It's funny as hell. It does make Dana look bad, but Dana don't really care because he's ran his business like this for the last 20 years. Like, seriously, like legit. He's ran his business like this for the last 20 years. And Sarah Alpar, y'all don't know who the hell she is. I mean, we do know. In the WMMA universe, we know who she is. She won a contender. We know Sarah Alpar, okay? But the mainstream media, nobody knows who she is. So she set up a GoFundMe and, asking for money because she can't even, afford to have a training camp. And training camps can get expensive, You have to pay your trainers, you have to pay a nutritionist. And some fighters, they bypass a nutritionist. They don't even do it because they can't afford it. So they just have to do their own nutrition and they just starve themselves and do what they got to do to make that weight. You got to pay your manager, you got to pay all these people. And then, it's just a lot going to a training camp. You ain't even received a single dollar from your fight purse yet, but you have all this expense already incurred. So, I mean, just think about that for a minute, okay? You have all this expense that's already incurred as a fighter, and you ain't even fought yet. And then just imagine if you get hurt, man. Well, Sarah Alpar is going through that. So she set up a GoFundMe, and Jake Paul donates $5,000. And then after Jake Paul donates $5,000, then Triller donates $5,000. Okay, donates $25,000. Now, this is crazy because, they all hate Dana White. Jake Paul and Triller, they can't stand Dana White. They can't stand him. And, Dana will make a statement, but he's not going to change his practices, okay? He ain't going to do that. Because, see, what happens with this whole thing is that these fighters, they're so quick. When you're coming in at a ground floor, you don't have any leverage to bargain or do anything and say, I want this, unless you come with a huge following. Now, if Carissa Shields went to the UFC, Carissa Shields probably could negotiate a 3-fight deal and probably be satisfied because Carissa Shields has a following. Carissa Shields can, generate, people to come watch. They would watch. So Dana White would jump at the chance and he would definitely accommodate Carissa Shields and make Carissa Shields happy. But like a Sarah Alpar, no, you finna get like the bottom level contract. You gonna get what they give you, okay? Because most of these fighters, they got the mentality that they're gonna get their foot in the door. That's what they want. They want to get their foot in the door. So to get your foot in the door in the UFC, you got to take, in all intents and purposes, you got to take a shitty contract. And then you're gonna have to earn your way. So then after your first 3 fights are over, and if you do well and you have exciting fights, then they'll renegotiate. Well, then you have a little leverage and you can kind of negotiate what you want. Or you can kind of have some say-so, okay? If you're entertaining, you're getting knockouts, and you don't, you'll have an option to negotiate. That's how it works. MMA with Dana White is just more so it's what you have to do. You have to be entertaining. You have to win. Okay, if you're winning and if you're entertaining, you'll probably be able to get what you want. But your first contract coming off the damn Contender Series, you ain't making no money. Okay, you're not making a huge amount of money. So it is what it is. Now I think this fight that she got coming up is probably going to be a better fight, and she'll probably make a little bit more money, okay, than this fight coming up. But for the majority of the fights that she got, for her first fight, she didn't make that much. She made about 10 grand. About 10 grand, that's okay. Yeah, it's okay, but that's not enough considering you got all these expenses and things you got to pay. And remember, you already in the hole before you even collect a check. You're already in the hole. You already in the damn hole before you get a check. Okay. Hey, do make Dana look bad, and Dana ain't finna give her no money for training camp. He ain't giving her nothing. But, Jake Paul, they're doing this to take a stab because I think what Jake Paul is doing is they're trying to attract more MMA fighters to get into the fight life. They're trying to attract more mixed martial artists to fight in the boxing arena. That's what they're doing. And so that's why they're doing that. That's why, they're taking these stabs at Dana. Because it just is what it is. But folks, this is funny. It's great, though. It's really great and funny. And guys, I got to go. Okay.